I'm JT with another case break simulation. Today we got 2022-23 Donruss Elite Basketball. If this is the first time you're seeing my videos and you want to know what this is essentially I'm going to help you save money by looking at this product, reviewing it, telling you which teams are the best, which teams are the worst, and how easily it might be to sell these. And then I'm going to tell you what might be a reasonable price to pay for each team if you were to get into a team break. So I run some simulations and then show you how that works. Disclaimer: if you buy into a break or buy some products based on my suggestion, it's just a suggestion. I mean, I hope that you hit real big and get the best auto that you could ever get, but it's not my responsibility to manage your money, so just be careful. Okay, what is this? Well, Donruss Elite is kind of an affordable product. Even though the case is a little expensive, you get a lot of cards when you buy a box or even a case. But I think that Donruss has a forgettable history. It doesn't resonate. I don't know a single Donruss Elite card that I could point to and say, yeah, that was an iconic card. That's something that we all want to collect. I think it's good to just kind of have some fluff in there. You got to have some bad in order for the good to be better. And Donruss Elite, in my opinion, it's not a bad set. It's just a bad product. It feels cheap. It's too plentiful, and it kind of comes out at a time when there's a lot of, baseball is releasing all of their best products, and I think it's just not really memorable. I often seem to find Donruss Elite football cards in like random drawers, things I was just like, oh, I don't want this card. But that's just an anecdote from my own life. They're always foil, and foil looks nice. I do agree that foil looks nice. On a 20-point stock, I don't know that it feels great if it is between 20 and 30-point stock. It kind of feels cheap. And we've moved from thinking foil is great to foil is subpar to chrome and prism and the more coated feeling cards, these really nice chrome style cards. So these foil cards, they're not as good. That's just the fact. And but I looked at the auto sets and they do seem pretty awesome. So what you get in this set, 12 boxes per case, you're going to get 2 autographs per box, which means you're going to get 24 autographs. And here's what the cards look like. The base card doesn't look bad. This looks nice. You got the action shot, which is, sometimes for Panini, they struggle to find a balance between the action shot and the kind of in the studio style shot. But they removed the background, which I don't mind here, with that foil in the background, that kind of rainbow style foil. The design's nice. It's sleek. It's simple. I think if you had something iconic, it could be memorable, but I haven't seen it from Donruss Elite. Here's the Pen Pals set for autographs. They do have, the rookie logo. And the genre graphs, I like that because they're the veterans, and they kind of have a distinction between the veterans and the rookies. Here, you have like the Pen Pals. I don't know if Pen Pals is all rookies or not. I don't think it is. But there are distinctions here where the genre graphs, I believe, is just veterans. So that's cool. And then you have Passing the Torch, which is going to have a veteran and a younger person. I do think Passing the Torch is probably the highlight of this product. The pairings here are phenomenal. The autographs that you can get in the Passing the Torch set are pretty much unparalleled in a basketball set that I've seen so far since I started doing this channel. So in that regard, Donruss Elite is worth buying. Back to the Future, cool insert set there with Larry Bird with his mouth open. And then you have this Dimension set, which they say makes it look 3D. I don't know that that's true, but I do like this that Elite kind of takes the action shot and removes the background. That's kind of cool to me. It kind of just highlights the player, but it doesn't give it that forced image feel. So that's a review of the aesthetics. Now at Steel City, you get a case of this for $35.49, which means that when I tell you about all of these breakdowns, I'm also going to give you a price, and that is a breakdown if you were to distribute every dollar across all of the teams based on how many autographs, inserts, parallels, etc. that they have. That's how much I think it would be reasonable to pay. And another thing, when you go and you look which team has the most autographs in a set, you're likely looking at which team has the most unique autographs in the set. Now, there are some sites that tell you how many are total, like Break Ninja, but I'm going to tell you that for every team, the number of unique autographs is just the number of cards. Those cards have print runs. If you explode those print runs out to the actual number of cards, that's what this other column is going to give you. It's going to give you the total number of autographs each team has. So while there's only 114, might be the most for this set with the Grizzlies, it might also be the most for the total, but in some cases like this one, it's not. The Rockets are the most. They also have 114 unique cards, but they have more when you take the print run and you figure out how many cards they have. So in this particular set, the Rockets have the most autographs. So if you were to buy every case of this product, you would get 6,455 Houston Rockets autographs, which means that if you were to break that fairly across all of the teams, about $217, $220 is about what you should pay and not feel ripped off. Actually, we're going to use this column for the price when it's actually really similar. Now, which teams have the least? Here are some of these are duels because of those passing the torches. But here's some of the single teams. You know, obviously there's some defunct teams, but the Brooklyn Nets are the least amount of autographs for a current team, 677. So if you are in a break and you see that the Nets are available and you're like, I'll go in on that, I would not pay a lot because the chances are more likely than not that you will not get an autograph. So pay about $25 for the Brooklyn Nets. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing, that same breakdown for the non-autograph SP variants. So we're looking at if you collect short prints, if short prints is kind of your thing, we're gonna look at who has the most short prints, and apparently there's a lot of short prints in this set. That seems like way too many short prints. So I'm gonna have to go look at that. But let's just move on to because I don't think that's correct. Let's move on to parallels. Who has the most parallels? So yeah, this seems more correct for parallels. The Memphis Grizzlies have 20,000 different parallels. So if you're one of those people who chases the rainbow, you try to collect all the different variants, photo variants, color variants. This is the breakdown by team. So obviously the Grizzlies, then the Magic, then the Thunder. Now if you are chasing those things and you want to know who has the least, it's going to be the Brooklyn Nets and the Phoenix Suns. So they have the least amount of parallels. It doesn't mean you can't get them, but I'm just saying if you buy those teams, don't pay as much. Don't get fooled into paying as much, because the likelihood, even if their players on that team are way better, you might not get a hit. The chances are lower that you'll get a hit. And then for rookies, you have the Grizzlies, Thunder, and I don't do this for all sets for rookies, so this is the unique number. They have 5 different rookie cards, and then there are about 5,000 of them. I don't do this for every set, but it was specifically marked in this set as something that you get in a break. So the Grizzlies have the most rookies, than the Thunder, Spurs. So remember that when you're buying in. Now, I do this thing called player value or checklist value. And checklist value is really what is the sellability, the profitability, the ROI on the players that are in the checklist. I'll break it down by the type of card, but from there, what I'm telling you is based on Google searches and other searches for sports cards and memorabilia for each player on this checklist, what is the team's overall rating compared to the other teams? That way, you know, when you buy into a break, if you pay a little more for like the Denver Nuggets, for example, are you getting ripped off because the value just isn't there? That would be like, there's a lot of searches. There's a lot of interest in their sports cards and memorabilia. So buying that team means your ROI should be 1, immediate, and 2, profitable. So if we break this down, the strength of this checklist just by who has signed autographs in Donruss Elite, the Grizzlies come out on top again. And this is about what the price you should pay. So if you pay about $219, what I'm saying is, there's a decent chance, again, I'm not responsible for money loss, there's a decent chance that you'll make a profit. Your ROI will be positive. And you know, the Houston Rockets, these are the prices that you could pay and really kind of feel like, okay, if I hit, I'll hit good and I'll be able to sell these cards. Now, at the bottom end of this, these teams, if you were to get them, like the Nets, for example, $15, if you get them, chances are you might not even sell. I'm not even talking about a loss of your investment. I'm talking about straight up not being able to sell the cards, because there's almost no interest in the players that have signed in this product. And I'm not saying that players on the Nets aren't interesting. I'm saying there's just not a lot of online interest in them. So be careful there. So for parallels, if you're a parallel seeker, here you got the Grizzlies, the Magic, the Lakers, the Knicks. They have the most parallels. Teams with the least, the Raptors, the Pistons. There you go. And strength by insert. So the most inserts for checklist strength is going to be the Wizard. So I'm guessing that there's a lot of like Steph Curry insert cards in here because Steph Curry is a highly searched player for his sports cards and memorabilia. And so that's probably going to inflate that number. Then you got the Timberwolves, the Lakers, and this is kind of, you can kind of see that this would be true because like there's going to be LeBron James insert cards, but there's no LeBron James autographs. So the Lakers tend to always be kind of a little lower because of that. So that's the strength, and the overall strength of this product is a 3.9. And I'll point you to the autographs for this. 51% of this checklist falls in a 4 or 5, which means profitable ROI. That is a huge amount. That is way more than any I've seen so far. I think the only one that's better than this is Topps Gold Label, which will be my next video. The highlight of this product is definitely passing the torch. It's the best card in the set. The checklist is amazing. Here's the distribution of 1s through 5s of that strength. So I developed the strength algorithm, and then I'm telling you, here's the number of cards, total number of cards, not individual unique cards, but after the print run's already been exploded, here's the number of cards in each category. There's very few 5s. Most of them are on that passing the torch insert set. So that's why this sits kind of at 3.9. It's a great product, but not over a 4. Over a 4 is going to be kind of your elite products. No pun intended with elite. So here is the master checklist. This is not yet the simulation. If you just want to know which sets have the most and least number of cards, obviously the base set is going to have the most cards. But if you want to know when you're pulling, like which cards have the lowest print run, so when you get it, like you might get this base aspirations parallel, and it's a 1 of 1 and there's only one of them. That means that all the other base aspirations probably have a higher print run. That does it. So there's only 1 of 1. So if you get that, that's the single rarest card in this set. So you might be like, oh dang, I wanted an autograph. If aspirations isn't an autograph, I can't remember. But if it's a parallel, so you're like, oh, I wanted an autograph. But what you got actually was the rarest card in the entire set. The second rarest is going to be that base rookie status because there's only 6 of them, and the print runs 2, which means there's 3 different base rookie status cards that are numbered to 2. That doesn't mean they're the only rookie status. There's another base rookie status that has a print run of 1, and there's 8 of those. So this is not saying that the card you get is the rarest. It's saying the set that the card is from is the rarest. That's that. Hopefully that makes sense. I like to put that out there just because people might get a pull that they think is crap, but it actually is like amazing. So now you want to see if you're chasing 1 of 1s, low print run cards. Here's the breakdown of 1 of 1s by team. The Memphis Grizzlies have the most, then the Warriors, Lakers, Mavericks, Rockets, Timberwolves. These teams have by far the most 1 of 1s. And in my simulation, I think there's a decent chance of getting a 1 of 1 in these cases. I'm not saying there's a 1 of 1 in every case. There certainly is not. But I think there's a decent chance. So there you go there. And which teams have the least number of 1 of 1s? Well, you're going to have those defunct ones. You're going to have the passing the torch cards. And then you get down to, well, more defunct teams. The Nets have 17. Suns, Kings, Clippers. There you go. So if you're looking for 1 of 1s, avoid these teams. Pay less for these teams. If you're looking for 1 of 1s, buy these teams. These teams have the most. So that's how many 1 of 1s are in this product. There's a ton of them, but let me tell you exactly how many 1 of 1s are even in this product. There's 777 1 of 1s, and there's only 18 1 of 2s. So cards numbered to 2, there's a total of 9 cards numbered to 2, which makes 18. That means, and I say this every video, it is harder and more rare for you to get a 1 of 2 than it is for you to get a 1 of 1. That doesn't mean that the card, a 1 of 1 card, isn't more rare, but it is like way more rare to get just a 1 of 2 than it is to get a 1 of 1. I mean, look at this by magnitudes. Just crazy how rare it is. So there's that breakdown by print run. Now, the number of cards by team, what you're probably looking at when you go to these checklist websites is you're looking at this column here. The number of unique cards by team. The Memphis Grizzlies have 366. But if we look at the total number of cards by team, now we have a different order, even though the Grizzlies still come out on top, 85,000. And some of this is me assuming that the base print run is a certain number, like 1,000 or 10,000 or whatever. I assume that based on some pack odds and things like that. But so what I'm saying here is that the most cards that any team has is in this order. and the least cards that any team has is in this order. And if you use this column to make your decision, you're actually using the wrong information. That's just the unique cards you have to consider print run when you're making these purchases. Be smart about what you're buying in these team breaks. Now, I do simulate these case breaks. I simulate based on what they say you'll pull per box. I extrapolate that out by case, and I tell you what I'm getting in a random simulation based on those metrics, pack odds and things like that, what I should get per case for this product. So I do 20 case breaks in a simulation, and then I take the 20th case, and I'm going to show you here. What did I get as far as print run goes? I did get a 1 of 1. I got the Kevin Durant Deck Black insert card. That is out of 1. I also got a 1 of 8 Chet Holmgren base rookie Asia lucky envelopes. I don't know if this Asia is specific for the Asian countries, or if those release here in the United States too, but I left them in. I did take out all the first off the line stuff because that's this is for hobby only. So I got that Chet Holmgren. And then I got a couple out of 10. Let's see what autos we got in that 20th case simulation. Let's see. We got this guy, Manu Ginobili. That's a good autograph right there. This guy, a lot of names I can't pronounce. Stoudemire, got him. That's cool. And these are decent print runs on these autographs. Muggsy Bogues, got him. So there's some decent autographs that I got in this simulation. There they all are. There's actually 4 more. Let's see those with the higher print run. Cool. So if you're looking at this and you're like, why is he showing me this? When you do your case break, when you buy into a case break, these are realistic. These are realistic results because they're simulations that are based on randomness. So there you go there. We'll go ahead and delete that and move on to the next table, which is cards by team just for one case. So you want to know, okay, they're telling me there's a lot of Grizzlies cards in this set, but when we simulate the case break, do I actually get a lot of Grizzlies cards? You do. You actually get the most. So Grizzlies, Mavericks, Wizards, those are the cards that I got the most out of this simulation. And this would be like if I set up my own factory and used my computer to do all the collating of these cases. This is a realistic result of what you might get in a case. So got the Pistons were the lowest. Well, the Washington Bullets were, but that's obviously not a team that's around anymore. So there you go. Those are the results. Take screenshots so you know, like, this is a realistic version of a break. These are the teams that you might want to buy. And then someone in the comments that said maybe add some notable cards. So I got that 1 of 1, and I'm also gonna say for this, there's a set called Passing the Torch. So for one case, I did not get any Passing the Torch, but for 20, I might have. And I'll just have them in there in case it's interesting to people to see what cards we got. So cards by team for all 20. Now, you might be thinking, well, one case, that's not enough to make a decision. What about 20? All 20 cases, this should smooth out all the anomalies and give you a realistic view. If you were to break 20 cases, these are the teams with the most cards. Grizzlies, Warriors, Mavericks, Wizards. There you go. And the team that I would pull the least from after 20 cases are these teams here. You can see I got some 2-team cards. That means I got some Passing the Torch cards, which is nice. Did I get any 1 of 1s in the 20 case break simulation? I did. And here's the teams that I pulled them from. So if you're wondering which team should I buy when I want to get a 1 of 1, this is a good example of some teams that did produce 1 of 1s in the simulation. All right. Next table, we have the cards by team by type. So in 20 cases, remember, this is not for the master checklist. This is a 20 case break simulation. These are the teams I got the most autographs from. These are the teams I got the most inserts from. Take your screenshots. These are the teams I got the most parallels from. And these are the teams I got the most rookies from. Now, these are the teams I got the least autographs from. So if you're looking for least, so you can avoid those teams, there they are. These are the teams I got the least inserts from. Oh, no, that's the most. Here's the least. Here's the least parallels. And here's the least rookies. Use that. Hopefully that helps you make your decisions when you make purchases. There's some more there. Now, for those notable cards, these are all the 1 of 1s I got in the 20 case break simulation. So I got some pretty good ones, and you can see those there. I don't think this will help you make a decision, but I only got 3 Passing the Torches on 20 cases. So that means that if you even want one, you pretty much have to buy like 7 or 8 cases just to get one passing the torch. That's how rare these are. And these are pretty good. The Chet Holmgren, Dirk Nowitzki, Anthony Edwards, Dominic Wilkins, Paul Pierce, Jason Tatum. Those are some pretty good dual autos there. I really like those. And now my final recommendation here is going to be Elite is kind of a product that I think is good for kids. But this checklist just happens to be really, really good. So this is for the first time. I'm going to say I think Panini put out one of the best products for autos I've seen from Panini since I've been doing this channel. And I think that the design, while it is forgettable, it's not the worst I've seen. There isn't a huge market for Elite, so be careful. I think when you break this product, you need to get them on eBay, or you need to get them on Check Out My Cards right away, because once people forget about it, they're not looking for it anymore. It's not like Chrome or Prism where they're going to go out and say, I specifically want this Prism card 2 years from now. That's not how Elite really is going to work for the investor. It's not a long-term thing. So what I'm saying, casual collectors, avoid this product. I don't really think you need it. Your chances of getting like a passing the torch are low. Even though the checklist is really good, save your money for a different product. For the people who get a lot of things graded, what I call the slab obsessed, you send like every card, base cards and everything into PSA. Don't buy this. I don't really see the value in having these graded. Sure, you might, but I don't. Investors, yeah, buy into the breaks. Get those hits, get those autos, sell them right away. Turn around and sell them right away. Set builders, personal boxes, of course, because the base set is significant. Get into the breaks if you want. I mean, I don't really know why a set builder would, but it's decent. I think you can get a good amount of base cards out of it. Make sure when you get into these breaks, if you're a set builder, that they do ship base. A lot of these breakers don't ship base, which personally, breakers, I find to be stupid. I want the base cards, but I know there's a lot of guys out there who don't want to be burdened with a bunch of base. Team break people, obviously buy. You're going to get what you want. What I'm saying here is not team builders, but team breaks. Yes, buy into team breaks. That's the way to go. Buy into random breaks. I don't feel like there's a team you could get, maybe the Nets, that if you paid that random price, which is kind of usually the same price for everybody, you might not get screwed as much as you would in other products. So feel free to buy into random breaks and feel comfortable with it. And then kids, yeah, this is a good product for a kid to buy, a good product for a kid to buy into a break too, because they're going to get a lot of cards, and I don't think they're going to pay a terrible amount of money. So that's it. That's my recommendation on 2022 Donruss Elite, 22-23 Donruss Elite basketball. Thanks for joining me, and let me know what you like and don't like. See you later.